when we look at some of the challenges that veterans are facing, and you look at some of these comorbid conditions, so you have TBI and post-traumatic stress disorder. We have a partnership with the Marcus Institute for Brain Health and an understanding of what TBI first care would need to look like. So if someone's struggling with particular ailments and those things are primary versus psychological health stuff or warrior path oriented stuff, then we would ask them and refer them to Denver to go to get their TBI stuff dealt with first before they then came through a warrior path. When we look at substance abuse is another thing we see with both TBI and PTSD. And if someone is in the throes of addiction, meaning they can't spend 7 days without having a drink or some form of drugs, they can't come here because we can't have people detoxing. And so we have partnerships with substance abuse facilities that they can go to first and then come to warrior path. But I think ultimately, when we get into these dual diagnoses world and where are people the right fit, what we've cultivated over the course of time is an understanding of what that recruiting process needs to look like, led by combat veterans who understand and who aren't judgmental. It's not, you can't come here because you have an addiction issue. It's, hey, like, this is a great conversation and this isn't the place where you should start. But I know where that place is and we're gonna get you to that place. And so it's the same level of care and love and respect. It's just to say, you called us, and so this isn't place number 1, but this might be place 2 or 3 for you to come in, or go get a 90-day chip from AA and then come back and call me and let's see what happens. But there's a sense that there's an incentive for them to want to get well. And that's how we handle some of these challenges where you have things that are conflated or tied up with each other. To date, what we've seen in terms of that mix is we've never had someone who's come through a program where we said, oh, we wish we would have sent them to a TBI place first. What I would say is we've had instances where people come through and we say, hey, you would really benefit from some intensive mental health treatment, and referred people into some intensive PTSD treatment based on our view that they needed more work. And I think we have grave concerns about the state of affairs with mental health today. And we also believe that there are some amazing providers and amazing programs that in the right circumstances will happily say to somebody, that's where you should go. But the issue is it's a quality control issue. There's a few great therapists and a lot of ones that aren't that great. And when your life is on the line, you can't afford someone who's not an expert. Just like with my boss, is you don't want an average EOD tech. You want a great one, because you can't afford the risk of having the average guy who just finished at the bottom of his class. That puts everybody at risk, and the same is true when it comes to mental health, especially when we're talking about veterans and suicide.